On a warm summer evening, the city skyline sparkled like 1,000 fallen stars. High above it all, in a penthouse suite bathed in soft golden light, Alexander Hayes stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, a billionaire whose success stories made headlines. Alexander was every bit the image of power, 6 foot tall, blonde-haired, and blue-eyed, a man accustomed to having everything within his reach. Yet tonight, his hands trembled. Behind him, seated on the velvet chaise, was her Evelyn. She was elegance incarnate. Her raven black hair fell over bare shoulders, her crimson dress shimmering like the dark sky after sunset. Evelyn had been a secret for a long time, not because Alexander was ashamed of her, but because he didn't understand what it meant to want her so fiercely, to feel whole when she looked at him, and shattered when she didn't. "I've made a fool of myself for far too long," Alexander said suddenly, his voice breaking the heavy silence. He turned to face her, his blue eyes piercing yet vulnerable. Evelyn tilted her chin up. "You're not the first man who doesn't know what to say to me, Alexander. Spit it out." Her words were sharp, but her voice betrayed her, a soft, lilting tone she only ever used when they were alone. Alexander stepped closer, closing the distance until her perfume enveloped him, lavender and something entirely hers. "I've been running from it, you know," he admitted, his voice raw. "From what I feel when I see you, from what it means that you're you and I'm me." She stiffened, and he could see her guard go up. Years of fighting to be seen and loved on her own terms. "If this is some way to tell me you can't handle the truth of who I am." "No." He knelt in front of her, startling her into silence. "This isn't about what you are, Evelyn. It's about who you are. I don't care about the rest. I don't care how the world sees us. For once in my life, I want to stop pretending I don't love you." Her breath hitched, and for the first time that evening, her mask slipped. "You love me." "I do." His voice cracked, as though the confession had freed something heavy inside him. "And I've been a coward not to say it sooner." The room felt unbearably still, save for the sound of the city far below. Evelyn searched his face for any hint of dishonesty, any sign that this was another fleeting indulgence, but she saw none. Only a man on his knees, willing to give her what the world never had, unconditional love. Slowly, Evelyn lifted her hand, her fingers tracing the sharp line of his jaw. "It's about time you figured it out," she whispered, a hint of a smile tugging at her lips, but her voice trembled just enough to give her away. Alexander laughed softly, relief flooding his features. "So, you'll let me love you. I'll let you try." And with that, he leaned up, pressing a kiss to her knuckles as though he were making the vow one she had spent her whole life waiting to hear.